It is now official. Two-time champ Gervonta Tank Davis, superstar, definitely on the rise, undefeated, will face Yuriorkis Gamboa to end this year in ATL. P's up, A's down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang over here, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to salute ESPN Plus. Use my link. It helps the channel. UFC 244 coming up. It looks like the Nate Diaz fight is probably going to be back on. I did a video about it. Check that out on the channel. Now, PBC, I got an email from them yesterday, but I'm in Reno for Shakur Stevenson, another young, hungry person in boxing, looking to fight for a title this weekend. So stay tuned to the channel for that as well. I'm in Reno, so I've been pushing and moving around, having fun out here. But two-time super featherweight world champion Gervonta Tank Davis is moving up in weight, and he's going to face the former unified champ Yuriorkis Gamboa. First fight at lightweight. He's going to fight for the WBA title on Showtime, and it's at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, paired with Badou Jack versus Pascal, a new champion who actually surprisingly looked really good versus Marcus Brown, a U.S. Olympian. Listen, I'm not going to make this video too long. Tank is a superstar. This is a big fight, December 28th. I definitely want to go. It's going to be in Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta before. Black Hollywood. It's one of the meccas. A lot of entrepreneurial things and entrepreneurship. And who better than Tank? He has a home out there, I believe, as well. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I think Tank embodies the hip-hop culture, and he can really capitalize it. And that's why I think they put him here. There's a ton of ATL acts that will probably be in, this is their backyard. You get what I'm saying? And it's been rare that we've gotten big boxing in Atlanta that I can remember. There's been some rap battles, like I think Cassidy had a rap battle there. But as far as the world of boxing, they haven't really been bringing big fights to Atlanta. And I never understood that. And I'm so happy to, report this news. Tank Davis is definitely the person for that, because I think he has the right type of crowd. He always has a good crowd. He's coming off the Baltimore win. I did go to Tank's fight in Baltimore. Great atmosphere. Listen, Baltimore was different. The city loves him. He's doing a parade. At the time of recording this video, Tank will probably, by the time it releases and stuff, he'll probably be on his Baltimore parade. The city's coming out for Baltimore. Great people, great turnout. And the thing that I noticed different, they loaded up the card with a lot of Baltimore acts, like people, and some of them have later signed with Mayweather Promotions as well as Tank. So he has some friends that are really going to be rocking with him, and you can look to see them on probably future Tank cards. But one thing I noticed was Baltimore really came out and showed love, just like they come out every season for the Ravens game, no matter how the Ravens is really looking in the league and stuff like that. And the fans got in the seats early. I've been to several fights, from Canelo fights to Mayweather, McGregor, just different shit like that. And the turnout was crazy early. Like, a lot of times people wait for the co-feature right before the main event come up, and then they make it. Man, this shit was lit early. And Tank versus Gamboa, I like the fight. It's closing the year. People doubted Showtime, said Showtime is out of boxing and all this bullshit to promote fake agendas. But how is Showtime out of boxing, and they're closing the year with Charlo, and they're closing the year with Tank Davis and big events? And like I said, I plan to be there. Wilder, he's going to Fox, so he's fighting Luis Ortiz, and we'll see how it is. But you have the star power of Charlo and Tank closing the year with Showtime. Should be good. I think both Charlos. I don't know what the other Charlo, I don't know if they're both fighting on Showtime, but Steven Espinoza of Showtime in the email says, each time Gervonta Tank Davis steps in the ring, he proves worthy of the considerable hype around him. On the heels of 2 electric performances in 2019, he'll close out this year in the new division and look to further define the Tank Davis mystique. Yuriorkis Gamboa presents a challenge unlike anything Tank has faced before. Pure boxer with true finishing power and bona fide credentials. And it says the co-feature, Pascal Badou Jack, is a 50-50 fight. Listen, I really like that fight too. Shout out to my dude Jack. He had a nasty ass cut in his last fight. I went to that too. That was Pacquiao versus Broner on the undercard. And I don't even know how the fight was allowed to continue, bleeding profusely, and he just thugged it out. That was crazy, bro. The amount of blood he lost and shit. He deserves a title shot. Jean Pascal, people thought he was done for, and he beat Marcus Brown, a champion, and a U.S. Olympian who beat Badou Jack. So I think this is a worthy fight. Jean Pascal extended his run and showed age ain't nothing but a number. And, despite losing to Kovalev twice and shit, he bounced back nicely. Another person, Jean Pascal, I thought Dimitri Bivol might be able to stop him, and he proved me wrong there. And he gave Bivol a tougher fight than I expected. So I don't know. I have to really assess after the Pascal fight with Bivol and Castillo fight with Bivol. I got to really assess how good Bivol is, or like where he's at right now in his career, I guess you could say. So I really like that. I think Badou Jack is a true warrior. He's taking some time off from the sport to spend time with family and his other endeavors and companies and stuff. And he's deserving of trying to get that fight back because that was fucked up. That is, it's just an unfortunate cut, but he was leaking and bleeding profusely. So I like the pairing of this fight. Gamboa, some people would say, oh, he's washed, he's not the same. Man, stop. Gamboa has more experience at 135 than Tank, as a pro. And he fought one of the best fighters in boxing at 135 and gave him his toughest fight, which was Terrence Crawford. Yes, you could argue that was years ago, but this is Tank's first fight, and it's for a title again. Gamboa has a real-life opportunity. Bro, this is the year of the upset. This is a year of upset, and I'm not saying Tank is getting upset, but what I'm saying is these other motherfuckers that you keep counting out, they're not coming to just lay down, especially with all the other people from Andy Ruiz, 5-week training camp ass, now he's unified heavyweight champion, beating Anthony Joshua, J-Rock coming out. People said he was done from the Charlo fight, right? He came back with a vengeance and beat a bigger Jared Hurd, a unified champion. You have, like I said, Jean Pascal. People said it was over for him after the Kovalev fights. Then he's holding his own with Bivol and then fought a U.S. Olympian. Well, I think he was undefeated, right? Marcus Brown. And he beat him, dropped him a couple times. Who expected these things? Otto Violin gave Tyson Fury a fight from hell. Bro, I'm not these underdogs. We have to see Canelo Kovalev. We have to see what Kovalev's looking like because he's not the favorite. But I think that's a slightly different just because Kovalev, even Anthony Yard, he for a step-up fight, he gave Kovalev some work. He pushed him. So I'm not going to just totally write off Gamboa, especially coming off, he was on the Tank card that I just told you I went to see in Baltimore. And he got a stoppage of Rocky Martinez. It's funny when Lomachenko stopped Rocky Martinez coming off of the Salido robbery, where Salido would have and should have been the champion because Rocky Martinez didn't win that fight. And then Lomachenko moved up in weight and beat Rocky Martinez. He got a ton of credit and he was doing backflips and people said he was the best and shit. Gamboa he kind of quit in on a Golden Boy card and it looked like he was done, and then he just came back and beat a former champion. Easy work, dropped him. So his power is still there. Like I said, he still has the merit, the clout. He sparred with Tank in the past. So this is his last opportunity, probably at a big title and a big run, and he still has power. He's still dangerous. And he still has the fact that he gave Terrence Bud Crawford at that stage of where Crawford was his toughest fight to this day, in my opinion, at 135. He hurt Crawford at 135. So, power, they say power is the last thing to go. And Tank is going to have to be cautious of that because it's a guy with good speed, coming off a good win, has power, has a name, and he's going to be dangerous because this is probably his last opportunity. I mean, if Gamboa can't get nothing, you know, not even just win, but if he can't hold himself to like have a performance that he's content with, even in loss, like, you know, Sergey Derevyanchenko lost to Golovkin. That's another pretty much upset because I thought he beat Golovkin. But Otto Violin, those are types of losses that you don't have to bury your head in the sand over a loss like that. You get what I'm saying? So Gamboa has to win here, or at least look good enough and fresh enough and give Tank some problems. Otherwise, you know, it's probably it for him at the elite level with big paydays and title shots and stuff like that. So for that reason, he has nothing to lose. He's going to be dangerous. And he's a U.S. Olympian and gold medalist, like I said, with the Crawford credentials, giving him the toughest fight. And that was Crawford at 135, where he was at this time. So I like it. The other thing is, old media and Eddie Hearn fans and DAZN fans, from what I've seen, they hated on Tank because Eddie Hearn was fishing, trying to get a guy who signed with Mayweather Promotions over to DAZN. And Eddie Hearn kept interjecting, oh, I feel so bad for Tank. He only fought one time this year when he fought on the Broner-Jesse Vargas card, another fight I covered. And Eddie Hearn was saying, you know, Tank should be fighting and making more money and blah, blah, blah. He should fight on DAZN. He should be fighting more than one time a year. But when's Tevin Farmer's next fight? Is it going to be bigger? And it's not a diss. Tevin Farmer's my dude, too. I'm just being real with what Eddie Hearn criticizes. Eddie Hearn is criticizing Chris Eubank versus Matt Korobov, which is actually a really good fight, but he got Billy Joe Saunders fighting on a YouTuber card against Marcelo Corceles or some shit like that. So what are we critiquing? You know, I thought Tank was inactive. Now the old media, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna try to complain and hate and act like this is gonna be a small fight. Or bro, you guys lied to yourself. You know, oh, why is Tank only fighting one time a year? This is his third fight this calendar year. So, you know, and he's fighting a name. And he took care of mandatory. He was going to fight Abner Mares, who pulled out. It's not Tank's fault. Came out to the Michael Jackson, had Drake in the audience and Lil Wayne and Birdman and all this. And now he's about to close the year with another bang and fight a named gold medalist, and old media is going to somehow try to find some way to make this look like a horrible thing. But again, my question to you is, look at guys similar that they have pledged their allegiance to, like I said, Eddie Hearn. Does Tevin Farmer, or will he have an opportunity as big as this in ATL? You know, I would have loved to see Tank versus Tevin Farmer to close the year, but Eddie Hearn couldn't get anything like that done. So I'm happy that Tank's activity's back, and I want to see how he looks at the new weight, because Lomachenko's up there, Devin Haney, you know, a lot of quality, a lot of action at 135. So I love it all the way around, and I love the Badou Jean Pascal fight. Shout out to Al Heyman, PBC. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.